Now, live from KUSI, this is Good Business San Diego. Sponsored by Wilsey Asset Management.
Hi, I'm Roy Robertson. Welcome to Good Business San Diego, where we're talking about the topics that are important to you, your community, your home, your health, and your money. And the following segment is brought to you by Wilsey Asset Management. Brent Wilsey, the president of Wilsey Asset Management, joins us again today, and he may have some good news for you if you're expecting a tax refund this year. You might be getting a little bit more than you expected. Brent has the details. I believe you've got our attention now.
I think so, and I say refund, I think people like it. And actually this year, there's going to be about $55 billion refunded to people across the country.
Really?
And this comes from that big, beautiful bill from last year where you saw, like, what's the big deal? Now people are going to see how great this really is. And I want to talk about a couple things. This is not for the rich. This is for middle class and below. Also, too, there's a thing called Modified Adjusted Growth Income. We call it MAGI. Okay, so the big thing right off the bat, standard deductions increased to $15,750 for single people, $31,500 for married filing jointly. What that means, you don't start paying taxes till you surpass that $31,500. So that's been boosted. That's a great thing. Also, too, one that I loved was a state and local tax deduction. Now it's $40,000. Remember, it was like $10,000. Now it's $40,000.
That's significant.
It is significant, but this is where the rich get booted out. Because if you have a MAGI over $500,000, you don't qualify for that. So there's things that, again, will push out the rich to where it just benefits the middle class and lower class with tax deductions.
Which is great news for everybody watching.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing the rich get richer,
yeah,
and the upper end getting the breaks, and now it's for everybody.
Yeah, I don't hear one person say, oh, this benefit the rich. It did not benefit the rich at all.
Okay. And so also child tax credits.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is a credit. What that means, it's not a deduction on your income, it's a credit on your taxes. So if your taxes are $10,000, this credit now this year for child care is $2,200. That's an increase of 10%. That now means your taxes are $7,800 from $10,000. So it's a credit against your taxes. That is huge. But again, the MAGI limits on this, if you're single, $200,000. Married, filing jointly, $400,000. Above that, you don't get the child credit.
So I understand a lot of these changes are automatic. This is not even something that we need to work out, either when we're doing our taxes or with a CPA or a tax preparer. They're
not really automatic. Some of this you got to kind of dig deep for. And I'll get to that one in a minute, but I do want to talk about the big one for it. And you talked before on air.
Yes.
I don't want to say how old you're going to be, but when you, when you hit,
let's not go there.
We won't go there. But for 65 and older, they now get a $6,000 deduction. And this was because of the fact that they're paying tax on their Social Security. But this is the one that it doesn't really benefit the rich, because if you're make over $75,000 single, you don't qualify. Married jointly over $150,000, you don't qualify.
And let the record state, I am not 65.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't.
Come back later in the year and we'll talk. Okay?
I am, but you're not. So we'll.
All right, fair enough.
But the one I was talking about, where you got to know what you're doing, is the car loan deduction of interest. That's $10,000. A couple qualifications: has to be a new car. Also, too, has to have final assembly in the United States. I would not depend on the salesperson for this information. I do my own research to make sure that car does qualify. But also, too, there's nobody's going to send you the statement. You have to figure out what the interest was that you paid and give that to your tax person. So these are some things you got to do a little bit of work yourself to get these, or ask your tax person about them.
And that one's rewarding people that buy cars that are assembled here in the United States for manufacturers that are domestically.
Yep, exactly. And that's what's benefiting the United States and benefiting you as well. And then the last two big ones you want to talk about are the overtime pay, which is huge. $12,500 single, $25,000 married jointly. What this is, for your overtime, is tax-free. Give you an example: if you make $30 an hour, overtime time and a half, $45 an hour you're going to get. It's just the $15 that is tax-free, not the whole $45. So understand that. Those limits are $150,000 single, $300,000 married filing jointly. And then the big one is the tips, $25,000 tax-free. Again, I had a friend that his wife works in as a waitress. They're getting like a $9,000 refund because of what that is. And that's a $25,000 limit. Think about that. $2,000 a month is tax-free for you. The limit on that is $150,000 single, $300 for married filing jointly. These are great.
Great for everybody in the service industry there, and by and large, great for all.
There's going to be a lot of money coming in the economy from these refunds.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Be right back with more of Good Business San Diego right after this.